autonomous electric shuttles, well, they've been talked about a lot, but ZF, you guys have been doing this for a while, and this is your latest generation. Why don't you tell us about this?
Yeah, we're really excited about this. This is our latest generation, fully autonomous Level 4 shuttle, electric. World premiere here at the CES just this past Thursday. And this is really significant for us to bring autonomous and electric mobility to urban centers, campuses, and most importantly, perhaps, for the last or first mile, where a lot of the carbon footprint can be reduced.
Yeah, and you know, and maybe we can take a walk along, before we go in the shuttle, let's walk along this wall. This is totally unrehearsed, of course, but what you've, you're showing here, of course, the technology, but as we go to the end of the display, there's something I think that's very important, and you see this as part of a bigger system, it looks like.
Absolutely, yeah. The shuttle is the ultimate carrier, but what we're really offering municipalities and other communities is the full system. So it starts with the shuttle, but we continue with the route planning, with the maintenance, and the service. The only thing we're not doing is the ticketing and the operation of the service itself.
Now you have partners to do that, like Beep, for instance.
Like Beep, which we were very proud to announce this week as well. Beep is our new partner for this next generation shuttle, and we're looking forward to putting several thousand of these out on the road, probably starting in, starting for sure in 2025, and then we see launch and maybe some penetration in 2026.
Now, do you see these going into kind of private communities to begin with?
For sure, yeah. Private communities, university campuses, even small towns. We've gotten a lot of interest around the world. Resort communities that are maybe 22,000 people in the winter, but triple in the summer. And they need clean and effective transportation systems to get people relatively short distances.
And that gets them out of their cars and all the benefits of that.
Absolutely. Commerce, getting people out and getting them moving, which is really what mobility is all about, and that's what we're all about.
So with this version, it's a little bigger than previous versions you've had. How did you come up with this size?
Yeah. We found that most cities and communities need about 20 to 22 people to transport. But the neat thing about this is it's also fully configurable, right? So in an airport, an airline could have their premier members with a shuttle that offers them a workspace or a place to rest. It can be really augmented or changed to meet the needs of the particular use. So maximum 22 people, could be smaller with a few different configurations, perhaps for a longer circuit.
And important to note, it is all electric, of course.
It is all electric, yeah. Charging at the top of the vehicle rather than inductive at the bottom to increase safety and actually to improve durability and charge times, improve charge.
Is that the kind of thing where it's a robotic type of arm?
Exactly, you got it.
Excellent. So maybe we can go in there. There's quite a few people in there already, but that will give us a feel for what it really looks like. From a maximum speed perspective, are we talking about road speeds or what?
These are relatively low speeds, about 30, 35 miles an hour, maximum 50 miles an hour. But this is, as we said, a full level 4 autonomous vehicle, which means mixed traffic. So it's always better if you put it in a dedicated lane. I mean, you wouldn't take something like this and put it in the traffic jam with everybody. And it's also important for us to learn the route, but this can absolutely respond to any kind of outside stimulus. Car cuts into the lane, something else unexpected happens. This is fully autonomous and can respond to those situations on its own. No steering wheel, no brakes.
And when you're saying level 4, of course, you mean within an operational design domain, typically geographically limited.
Exactly, and I should have said no brake pedal. There are brakes.
Okay, yeah. I imagine there's some regenerative braking as well. Yeah, and this kind of looks like something you'd see, again, there's still people there, but it looks like something you'd see, again, as an airport shuttle or so forth.
You absolutely could. And again, you know, it is configurable, and we could show you on the panel that we just passed, but it's very configurable to add tables. You can see there are some fold-up tables in here now, but this can really be changed in many ways. Bench seating for a longer route, or something even more comfortable if you needed that.
And it looks like there's some design for accessibility here.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you secure the wheelchairs in that scenario?
You know, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to tell. I don't know. I'm sure it's absolutely part, yeah.
It looks like also it was inspired by some of the feedback from Beep.
Absolutely. Beep was a really great partner, really key for us in terms of the interaction and user interface for potential riders. And we've got a great partnership, and we think this is really going to change for the better, that first mile, last mile, and other instances where the communities can really benefit from this kind of transportation.
It also looks very easy to maintain and clean, is that?
Exactly the idea. You may have noticed on the outside, the sensors are all integrated into the vehicle. That's another key point, and not by accident. This is designed to be a public transport vehicle. You may have a large sporting event where maybe the home team doesn't win. Fans get a little rowdy. What's real easy if it's not integrated? Well, I'm going to grab this and take it off. That's a problem, right? These are all integrated into the vehicle for that purpose, so that it's really hard to damage the sensor set.
And it's, I like the little touch of the sunroof there. That's a nice little extra light.
Always good to see the sun.
Excellent. And so you're saying 2025 for release?
We start production in 2025, and we expect to see several thousand of these on the roads across the United States in 2026.
Okay, and then will you need waivers at that point, do you think? Or what's the biggest barrier to getting them on the road?
Well, in this kind of application, we do think dedicated lanes are the best use because you can learn the route, and you wouldn't put something like this in the middle of a traffic jam. So we don't think this is going to require, and today we don't require, there's not a lot of extra permits or permitting where we operate them. In fact, we've got 62 million miles of experience with this technology, the sensor set and the software stack. So we know that it works, it's proven to work, and it works really well today.
And GF is a German company, right?
We are based in a little town called, Friedrichshafen, Germany.
Okay.
Right near Lake Constance. But we're the third largest global automotive supplier in the world.
Wow.
We do everything from sensors, active safety, steering, braking. We were most famously known as a transmission company. We're over 100 years old. And now we do e-drives as well. And we're gaining quite a big order of electric drives, about 25 billion euro in orders for electric drives alone.
Wow, that's incredible. Excellent. Well, I wish you luck as you move forward with this.
Thanks so much. Good to have you.